I'd love to say that there was some dramatic change in my life where I went from hating my life and dreading waking up every day to now loving my life and being excited to wake up every day, but I'm gonna be very honest with you, that's not what happened. But what did happen is a little bit more significant and a little bit more realistic. Before I began loving my life, I was simply indifferent. I didn't care about who I talked to, what decisions I made, or if I was headed in a direction that I wanted to. I didn't care. I was a passive participator in my life compared to now when I am an active participator in my life and I am excited about every single day that I get to live. So how did I get here? I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 3 different ways that caused me to switch from being indifferent and passive about my life to being excited and being an active participator in my life. So stay till the end to get all of the good juicy stuff. To make this change, I really needed to get very clear on the direction that I wanted my life to go. And I say this with all of the seriousness in the world. I had an idea of what I wanted my life to look like, but realistically, I was not doing anything for my life to become what I wanted it to be. I was stagnant, passive, immobile. So why does having a direction in my life make me live my life every day? What's the correlation? Having long-term goals requires daily action. Once I created the long-term goals that excited me, I needed to create a daily schedule that would propel me towards that. The excitement of achieving my dream life is what makes me excited for every single day. I'm gonna share an analogy that really puts this into perspective. So for track practice, we used to do an exercise for sprinting where we would have someone hold one end of the bungee, we would tie the other end of the bungee around our waist, and we would stretch it out so the bungee was super taut. We'd walk so far back that it was hard to walk back any further because the tension of the bungee was trying to push us towards the person that was holding the other end. Then our coach would say, go, and we'd sprint. And we would be running so fast because that bungee is propelling us towards the other end of the bungee. That is exactly how I feel. The tension between me and my dream life is so taut that it literally feels like it's launching me towards it. I love my life because every single day I wake up with purpose. I have weekly, monthly, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10-year goals. And I know that these goals are not going to be possible if I don't take the necessary action today. For your everyday life to feel impactful, you need to know that it's taking you somewhere. Now, this next part really plays into what I just talked about, so pay very close attention. I realized that my life is happening way faster than I think it is, and my goals are much closer than I think it is. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing. The next year of my life, God willing, is going to happen whether I want it to or not, and I want to be prepared for it. I want to be prepared for the things that I want for myself, for when the man of my dreams asks me to marry him, when I'm introduced to girls who one day might become like sisters to me, or when I have the opportunity to accept a position in a career that I have always wanted. There were moments when I was passive in my life and I didn't understand the concept of time and how quickly things happen, and opportunities were presented to me that I was not able to accept because I was not prepared, and I cannot begin to tell you how painful that is. My life and your life is happening right now. It's happening right now, and it will continue to happen whether you and I choose to participate in it or not. And so this is why the next step is so important. I do these small things really, really well, and I romanticize the heck out of my life. I'm sure you've heard the saying, death by 1,000 cuts. Think of this as happiness by 1,000 moments. Now, I also want to emphasize that this does not require elaborate or very expensive affairs. The way that I romanticize my life is by listening to beautiful instrumental music in the morning, by smiling at strangers when I pass them on the sidewalk, by noticing the smell of the coffee when it's brewing, or burning the way the memory of my boyfriend's arms feel around me when we hug. I practice making the small moments enjoyable because this is what life is comprised of. Now, I want to emphasize on the word practice because I definitely don't do this perfectly. So why does this work? Why does this contribute to my overall enjoyment of life every day? And why does it matter? Well, let me tell you. Our nervous system allows us to feel sensations. And what a magical gift it is if we have all 5 senses. To be an active participator in life is to acknowledge our senses, our sight, our smell, our taste, our hearing, our touch. These all turn our world into a sensational experience. When we see magnificent scenery, when what we're tasting is literally so good that we can't help but react, when a song makes us happy or sad, or when we hear the voice of a loved one or the birds chirping in the morning, when we feel the wind on our skin, or we feel that spark when the person that we kind of have a crush on touches us for the first time. These are human moments. Our spirit does not know what chocolate tastes like or what it's like to have a crush. These sensations are a gift, and they make life so enjoyable for me when I savor them. Being privy to these moments makes life so enjoyable because I live in this constant state of gratitude for the small things, and it's the small things that make up life. I want to conclude this video by saying, if you don't wake up feeling alive every morning and motivated to live another day, that is totally okay. I have been there before. Start small. Begin by noticing the small things and create a long-term vision for yourself. My most recent video, I share how I have created the small habits to create the dream life that I have right now in order to achieve my long-term goals, so I encourage you to watch that video next. Our lives are so wonderful and deserve to be enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.